Foundation in London, and this work came about because of my kind of semi-obsession with this erased and constantly elusive historical figure called Noor Inayat Khan. Now, the thing about Noor Inayat Khan is that she is the descendant of the great Emperor Tipu Sultan, who is great because he fought the British very valiantly, it is believed. And then Tipu Sultan has a line of illustrious descendants, Maula Baksh from the Baroda Music School, Hazrat Naik Khan, whose dargah is right next to Nizamuddin Aulia's dargah in Nizamuddin, right? And Noor was born to Hazrat Nizamuddin, who became a teacher of Sufism and traveled across the world. And during his travels, he met an American woman, got married to her, and they started a family in France and a school of Sufi learning. Noor was born to this couple. And when Paris fell to the Nazis during World War II, that's when Hazrat Naik decided to return to India, but Nora and the rest of the family refused because the school was there and their whole lives were there. And while Hazrat Naik came back to Delhi, and he died soon after, we know his dargah, the family had to flee Paris because they were a mixed race family and the closest that they could get to was to the UK. So when Noor and her entire family reached the UK, she on account of her ambiguous looks, because her father was Indian, her mother was American, she spoke fluent French, had knew very good English. She was recruited by the SOE, which was the British Secret Service, and she actually ended up becoming a spy for the British. So therefore, she's totally erased from Indian history because she is a descendant of Tipu Sultan, who became a British spy. So not convenient to read about for us at all. Is marginalized also in the UK because she is not British, even though she fought the war for them, and is somewhat of a cult heroine known by few people in France, right? So as I wanted to know more about this figure, because there's very little out there, there's one book on her by, again, a historian of Indian origin called Shrabani Basu, and a few biographical accounts by some of her friends, but there's nothing substantial on her. So I decided to think and find out more. And when I got the opportunity to be in residence in London at the Delphina Foundation, I spent all the time in the archive, managed to find the only existing record of her professional life, which is her SOE personnel file. But when I did start to read the file, I realized that it's a file that basically implodes on itself because it has many different versions of her death. She dies 5 times over in the course of the file in a completely different ways. So shot through the back of her head, given a lethal injection, beaten to death, put into the gas chamber. It's like a dystopic science fiction novel. So I decided to. No, it's a file. It's a file, and these are officers writing back to her family describing how she's died, right? Nobody knows. It's a mystery, right? So in the sense that they keep changing the version of her death. So they say, as you know, our agent Noor Inayat Khan died at Nats Wheeler camp through lethal injection that was administered to, right? But 2 months later, in another letter by another officer to her brother, which is the same person, they say, as you know, our Sergeant Noor Inayat Khan died as she was beaten to death at Dakhau. So there's totally different versions of her death in her file, right? So it's a file, it's a document that's imploding on itself with all these inconsistent pieces of information. So what I decided to do is that I decided to take the whole file out of the archive. I copied the whole file and I stuck it end to end to end. So this long scroll, which is 70 something feet, is her entire file, all the entries from her file, and I transcribed those entries into Morse code, which is a language and a coding mechanism that was being used extensively during the World War by spies, right? And then what I did was I dragged this entire file around Imperial War Museum in the UK, which is this big museum which has all these decorated war heroes, from which of course Noor is missing because she's not British. And I read aloud her file and invited people to read the file with me in Morse. So Morse is an interesting language because it's a machinic language which is never meant to be enunciated by human beings, but it has only two gestures, a dash and a dot. So the dash is pronounced as da and the dot is dit. So the sound that you hear, da da dit da da, is actually Morse being read by a human being, right? So when multiple people through the span of these 70 feet read these entries together in Morse code, it sounds like gibberish, but it is very precise information which is being read. So it's a comment on the performance of precision that information often does, or facts often do, right? and they're hardly ever precise, and in that sense, the truth is always elusive. So I invite you to have a look at the scroll and read bits of the story. Talk quickly. And this is in some ways a continuation of that series, but in a different way, because these cards that you see are the practice cards for Playfair Code. Playfair Code, as we know, is the way the British won the Second World War, because they broke the German code, which was the Enigma. The thing about Playfair, don't worry, this light just keeps doing that. The thing about Playfair and how the Enigma was broken was that while the Enigma had a shared key, which means that if there were two spies working on the field, both of them will have the same key. So if you were to catch one spy, you can actually work your way through the entire information cycle because everyone is using the same reference key. The Playfair code is unique and also special because every spy has their individual key, which is chosen by the spy herself or himself, based on a word or a thing or an incident or anything that they want to pick it from, which they thought they will never forget. And no other spy has access to their key. And it's only the home station which has access to my key, right? And so even if I wanted to relay information to the person sitting next to me, who's also a spy, I can't do it. I can only relay my information to the home station and I can only receive my information from the home station. So spy to spy contact was completely eliminated in the Playfair code system. However, when I did start to look at these cards and I realized the things that these spies had chosen to write were things that they thought they will never forget, it emerged as an archive of psychological distress, of confession, of emotion, of memory, of all of these things, right? So, for instance, if you were to read, so everyone, and so this work in that sense is a fluid epic poem which keeps changing. So every time you read, arrange the cards, a new dynamic emerges and a new story emerges, right? So, for instance, this is the super sexual corner. Where you have everything from love to large lumps to talk to me in bed to come quickly as you walk around. But not all spies were thinking that. So that was. And also, I was uncomfortable, but after that, I also drew my terminological inaptitude. So in some ways, these two speak to each other because there is no way I can. But
choose and then you work this out and then you send it and then
exactly.
So for each person, A would stand for a different number.
Absolutely.
Glass, like a solid coding. So it sits on my desk and that will be mount. Some people put another like glass, some people places. So basically where should the documents. And about people.
It's about 160 meters high.
160 meters high and
about 16 meters to 20 meters in diameter.
wide. So it's a massive thing and please Google it. It's at the Shanghai Biennale. There's a powerhouse where the Shanghai Biennale is and behind it there's this massive chimney you can see from all of Shanghai and that's where his project is. It's a spectacular project called Marley's Strong Deities.
So yeah, I mean, thank you, Firoz. It's really, for me, it's a wonderful moment to come back, also to free this space up in a certain way, which I've over a period of time seen used and reconstructed. But I wanted to revisit that moment where there is that fear that one can fall in, which one created right at the very beginning. That where else in the world would I be possibly allowed to do things like that, where there isn't even a yellow tape to tell us that please don't overstep that point. So you create that one moment where you say your engagement is an absolute necessity for me, but at the same time I'm leaving you with the elements of the space. The first time that I had this pole being made, there were 6 roosters which were let loose on the floor below, and this entire space was stacked up with ice. And the ice would melt on its own glacial pace and keep falling through and keep creating a certain environment, a climate of this volume. The roosters would huddle whenever it became very cold for them, and there was a microclimate happening. When I'm revisiting, I'm kind of looking at what we were able to achieve in Shanghai. Shanghai was spectacular because of the scale. What I didn't want to do in Shanghai is to somehow print my name. I wanted that space to somehow be authored in a way where you could experience the space itself. And that's the moment that I kind of bring back to this space. There are two volumes connected through a cutout, which is
The film is showing exactly that they are trying to move in a container. If you watch it very carefully, the background never moves, the foreground keeps moving, but they never move. So it's talking about the mind and the idea of moving, the sentiment which is the hope of moving or escaping or living, and last part is of course the actual bodily movement you're trying to leave. So you do one contemporary piece for that show. So the object that they chose was the Vrinda Vastra, which is a beautiful 9-meter fabric, woven in a manner that is extinct now from a small island called Majoli in the Brahmaputra. And basically we commissioned Design Machine Collective, a couple from Assam.